So, good morning, race fans. Welcome to round 5 SEC from Sao Paulo into Lagos in Brazil. I am Ponyboy. I will be your streamer for the first stint and the second stint, actually, of this 5th and penultimate SEC round. Hopefully these servers will behave for us today. They have been a bit lackluster this week, to say the least. But to be honest, it doesn't look too bad today. We have a 15-minute qualifying, so 10-minute qualifying session, sorry, before the race gets underway, just before midday. And it should be an interesting one round into Lagos. The stop-start nature of this track, hopefully it will bunch everybody up. With a few different races to see on track today. With Jefferson jumping in for the GTSV guys. This will be very interesting to see Jefferson being a very, very quick guy. And we also have a Slipstream jumping in for the Mr. T for the Race Asylum guys. Let me just get the stream up. Get myself all organised. Good morning, Nick Lucas. LJ, how are you, matey? As people just completing their first outlaps and well into their first flying lap now. Slipstream will be the first across the line, setting the benchmark for everybody else, with Jefferson right on his tail. Jefferson going to the top, the first one across the line with a 31.2. Mashed Potato there with a 32.2 going across, and Battersby with a 31.4. Rotato 31.7 there, and Welshie 32.1. These guys smashing out some pretty quick laps on their first run. We have Pastina there in third place. Let's have a look at Pastina, shall we, in the nice little Alpha. Nice to see that car out there on track. We have Sab with us in P5 IGTSH in the DBR9 there, and we have Nils hopping up to 6. Let's have a look what Nils is in. There we go, in the Porsche. And we have Mr. Rotary, otherwise known as Rotato. Jumping in for the Nuke Shop boys in the McLaren this week. It's nice to have a nice mix of cars on the track there as he goes very wide there. That will be a penalty, I would have thought, so this lap will be out the window. As with this track, it will ruin 2 laps there because your entry into the next lap will also be compromised. Welshie up to P8 at the moment, 132.1 from him in the AMG. And Upe there in 10th in the AMG again. Welshie improves up to about where is he? Gone to P6. Welshie has. Meanwhile, in 11 we have Mr. Johnny Waffle, who I imagine will be running around doing his own pace and being nice and consistent with it. But Jefferson still holding the top spot with that 131.2 currently. And good morning, Jaeger, Ghost and Sasha. Welcome to the stream. Don't forget, if you guys haven't already, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe. So we do see Johnny Waffle on purple sectors there. As the fuel starts to burn away, these guys will be getting quicker and quicker. But with only around 5 minutes left of this qualifying session, this will be over before you know it. And good morning, Mr. Speedy. Nice to see you here again, buddy. So we will have a quick flick through the order again. We'll mention the ones at the back yet that we haven't mentioned there is Raptor Racing P13. Again in that Corvette. As Jefferson improves with the 131 dead. And anybody getting near him at the moment, he is one of the most alien of aliens I've ever met. But this puts distinct Kaguya, would that be how you say that, in P13 at the moment, in another AMG. The AMG proving a popular choice again today. So a quick flick through the order. In one we have Jefferson for the GTSV team. Pastina up to second in that beautiful little Alpha. And Rate Asylum Boys in third with Slipstream. And Spot up to fourth now in that very, very loud Aston. But what a beautiful motor that is. Battersby now in fifth for the Scotch Egg Boys. So everybody get your egg puns ready. I mean, it is Easter. So I'm sure we'll have plenty of that throughout the 4 hours of streaming today. Walshy up to 6. 131.4, he's best at the moment, but he is on a personal best still. And Nils in 7th in the Porsche. But half a second penalty, so he's not going to improve this lap, but unlikely next lap also. Johnny Waffle in 8th, good time from Johnny, that 131.6. We're up there with the boys as Slipstream there improves to the 131 dead. Not quite enough to take out Jefferson, but there and thereabouts. And the McLaren in P9 for the nuke shot guys. 131.7. This circuit seemingly keeping everybody close together, all in the 31s here. Less than a second separating the top 10 at the moment. And he improves again. Up to 8th for Top Gear. That puts Johnny Waffle back down to P9 now. That's just over half a second, well, 7 tenths. Down to P9. This is a really close grid. This should make for some interesting racing today. But we are entering the final minute of qualifying now. Now mashed potato in P11. So that's the top 11 within a second. Let's even have a look at Upe. He is as well within that second mark. Only the last two just into the 32s. This is how close this grid is today. This could make for some very exciting racing, but Jefferson is still keeping that top place at the moment with the 131.057. Only 28 thousandths of a second between himself and second place BFEL Slipstream. But this lobby looking pretty good at the moment, because the lobbies have looked awful the last few days, since about Wednesday. They all seem to have fell apart. This one looking pretty solid at the moment. I shouldn't speak too soon, and as these guys are a little spaced out. Nils improves 131.2. That puts him up to 4th. Nils is racing for Sota Sport today. Any improvement? There's the first one into the 30s, 39.19, but yeah, Jefferson improves to the 39.13. 0.06 of a second between these top two here, guys. So Slipstream really showing his pace today. And that is them done. As Pastina crosses the line, no improvement there with the 132.2. As we see Welshie also cross the line there. And Nilsman. Sabalt improves up to third. 131.1, just 0.2 behind the leader there. So is that it for qualifying? Is everybody done? Or do we have anybody on one last flyer? It doesn't seem so. I think that is it. So we have Jefferson in first for the GTS Vs. Slipstream in second for Race Asylum. Then we have Sab. Who is he racing for today? I can't. The MFTE team, it does say on the side of the car. And we have Mr. Pristina there in that beautiful, beautiful little Alpha for the DC team. Nilsman in fifth for the Sota Sport guys. Battersby 6. Welshie in 7th, Top Gear 8th, Mr. Johnny Waffle back in 9th, Rotary in 10th, Mashed Potato 11th, Kaguya 12th, Upay down in 13th. Wouldn't expect that. And last but not least, in the vet, we have a Raptor race for the VRC team. Racing will be getting underway in a couple of minutes. I think they will allow these guys to have a drink and maybe a quick trip to the bathroom before they get into the cockpit for their first lengthy stint. So good afternoon, average driver Nick, Sota and Taylor. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I've got a bit of a squeaky chair going on there. Let's try and knock that down so it doesn't get too... No, it's still squeaky. Oh well, that's something we'll have to put up with. There again, I have got a tin of grease over there. So perhaps I will mute my mic and give it all a bit of a spray later. Right, we have had to have people leaving the lobby and rejoining, so the grid will have to be set manually. Let's hope Mr. T has got his fingers on the trigger. We're ready to set that grid as quick as possible and get this race underway. I am quickly going to mute this mic and spray my chair with some grease. Not perfect, but a big improvement on what it was. So hopefully you won't have to listen to my squeaky ass. Pretty pointless me doing that because I'll only have to do it again once they start the race, but never mind. Haha, thank you, Sasha. No, I have actually sorted the chair. I had a nice tin of white grease handy, always helpful. You never know when you need to grease something up at short notice. So it looks like we're having a few lobby issues, which really doesn't surprise me. That's good afternoon, Phil. Thanks for joining us here today. Looking forward to this race. I think it is going to be a close one. And good to see some different guys and plenty of different cars this week. As we saw last race, the Meta car was most definitely the Supra, and I think there was 2 cars that weren't Supras on the grid, and they were nowhere near. I think initially it was 3 cars, but if I remember rightly, we did lose the Jag. But yeah, great to see a good variety of cars and how close they are. That's telling me that there is something right with the bot now slowly. It's getting there. Obviously the bot between classes doesn't seem to work properly, and lots and lots of other things don't work properly, but the game is getting better when they get these servers right, and these new physics update and keyboard controls making it more enjoyable for everybody, I think. As we see Battersby doing a bit of a warm-up lap there in the GTR for the Scotch Egg team. And Nick will be giving him a big shout out, I'm sure. And obviously Speedy, who we do have with us in chat as well as Nick. And Johnny Clark, good afternoon, buddy. Mr. Johnny Waffle himself. Oh, and Philip, how are you, bud? From Immediate and the Ranger. I'll give them a shout out. If you ever in Belgium and need a bite to eat, pop into my Half Orange. And good afternoon, Jaeger, as well. We will see you soon for Stint 2. He will be our host. There was the Meta car of the last round, the Supra for Top Gear there. As we see plenty of lag with people joining and leaving the track. Fast lane racing in the Supra as we all get ready to go now. That grid should be all set as we line up for 4 hours of Interlagos. Good afternoon, Taters. I should have said good morning there, and Mr. Ferris. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Mr. Bendix as well. This is Team CPTL. I think it's the first time we've seen them this season. With Kurt Goyer there. Let's get them names off. We will have a pace car and a formation lap. The pace car will come in at the end of this lap, and then it will be go, go, go. Let's just hope Mr. T keeps it on the track now, as the safety cars never handle as well as you expect, and I've seen it many a time when a pace car ends up in the gravel. But these guys do have a speed limit around here. Let's get them driver names off. Just because I think it looks amateurish, sometimes it's very useful for me, but I'd rather it look professional, and I struggle. This does look rather nice with the official safety car out there. And it will be GTSV, Jefferson and Race Asylum. Slipstream will be the guys heading across the line first, battling for the first corner, hopefully. So let's hope for a nice clean battle and a good race here. And we could see how close this field was. Let's hope it stays that way throughout the race and gives us some great excitement. So good morning, Kings. Thanks for joining us. And we are go, go, go. Jefferson with a good start, but Sabot getting an even better start, moving up to second past Slipstream. Pastina drops back to fourth. But we can see a good battle there for fifth, sixth and seventh into that corner there. Battersby getting his push back slightly all the way back to seventh. Eighth for a split second then. And good morning, Kiki. Thanks for joining. Not a bad start from Welshie, up to six. And Mr. Johnny Waffle. Good start moving him up to eighth there, but it doesn't look like we have got Battersby and Welshie going side by side. And Welshie going a little deep there, but keeping Battersby on the outside. Let's have a quick check up the front as well. Oh, Jefferson getting it all a little bit sideways there. Spot right behind him. They are dropping Pastina slightly, who has got Slipstream all over the back of him. On a tighter line there from Slipstream, but this is giving Nilsman a little bit a little bit of a sniff there, but the grunt of the AMG up the hill, proving possibly a little bit too much for the Alpha here. Will the Alpha having the inside line and going slightly defensive? Will the Alpha hold off Slipstream? Yes, he will, and Nils closing right in on the brakes there. So a good battle this for the third. Battersby at the front of this battle for six. With Welshie, Mash, and who else is that there? Johnny Waffle and Rotary. Oh, as we see the two GTRs getting all a little bit wrong there, and a tiny little bit of contact. This allowing Welshie really to get a good drive down here, and he is alongside Rotary. No, sorry, Mash, isn't it? He's alongside. And I'm looking on the inside again there, Welshie. But Mash having none of it. Hopefully his old teammate Gemini's feeling a little bit better this week. He was off colour last week. But we have some good battles raging already. Let's hope this keeps up. Jefferson now with nearly 8 tenths between himself and Sab, and setting the fastest lap of the race so far, the 1:32.6. Aston extremely loud, you always know when that's around. Well, they've got themselves nearly 3 seconds buffer between themselves and first place Pastina now, who has got nothing between himself and Slipstream and Nils. I have got a track map of Interlagos, but I'm not going to try and pronounce any of the corners, apart from maybe the Cenaresses. I'm sure there is one in English, and I probably should have got a better map, but hey-ho. We'll make do with what we have for now, and see what's going on track. Jefferson just over a second between himself and Sab now. Sab on a personal best by half a second. We will see these lap times come tumbling down, I'm sure. That's going to hear them tyres being punished out of the final turn. Oh, all getting a little bit wrong there in the Porsche for Nils. And Pastina loses the place to Slipstream. Mr. T will be jumping for joy. P6 there, Battersby. He's got himself a little bit of breathing room now, and bringing Mashed Potato with him, but they have got a little gap, as we did see. Who was that? Was that Yupe? Yupe making good progress through the field as he takes Welshie on through the Cenaresses. Things are slowly calming down. This is about the closest battle we have as we speak, but it's all still pretty close, but with only 5 laps gone of what will be 79. Remember, these guys do not complete the race. They come in 1 lap prior, so 79 in this case, and hand over to their teammates in the second lobby. Jefferson now 1.5 seconds in front of Sab. Sab doing a good job in that incredibly loud Aston. Slipstream holding third now with 1.1 seconds between himself and Pastina, who has got the gaggle behind him then of Nils, Battersby and Mash. And then following this little group, we have this little group with Yupe, Welshie and Rotary. So it looks like we are going to have a nice mix of little battles all over the track here today. Kiki asking which tyres everybody has. Let's have a look, shall we? We'll bring up a little bit of info. It does look like a majority are on the mediums. We have Jefferson on mediums at the front. That'll explain why he was over a second down on the qualifying pace. And the same as Sab, also running the mediums. We have Slipstream in third, who's on the softs, but them softs seem to be lasting well. Mr. T watching Slipstream closely. Wondering how he makes them tyres last like that. We see Pastina also on the mediums. And Battersby, it does seem to be the starting tyre of choice here. And then we have Mash, who is on the softs. And Nils on the mediums. Rotary makes a move on Upay there for a second, but Upay did have the inside line. Is he going to take it straight back? They're going side by side through the centre S's. Good racing there, guys. Rotary on the softs, and he is going to have the inside line. But who's going to be bravest on the brakes? And it is the McLaren. Is he going to keep it? Yes, nicely done with plenty of track left there. Upay on the inside again. These two really trading paint here. It's a nice little battle, this. Yes, you should, Mr. T. Perhaps that's what T stands for, Mr. Tyre. And the extra E is for eater. Now Rotary put himself a little 10th in front there to give himself a little bit of a gap for the time being. I'm sure that won't last, as we see Welshie, I think it was, in the background. No, it wasn't. It was Top Gear and Mr. Johnny Waffle. With distinct Kaguya joining in the battle as well. Top Gear having a look on the outside. Johnny Waffle does have the inside line, but late on the brakes there, Top Gear. And gets the move done down the outside, but Mr. Johnny Waffle coming straight back at him through the S's. And keeps the place. Well done, Mr. Johnny Waffle. Nice to see you involved in the thick of it this week. Oh, there's a moment there for Top Gear, and he loses 2 places and drops all the way back to 13. But what's happened to Welshie? Why is he at the back? He has changed tyres, he has been in the pits by the look of it, so must have picked up some damage somewhere. Unlucky Welshie. At the front, Jefferson with 2.2 seconds in front of Sam, who in turn has 2 seconds over the slipstream. The top 3 seem to be breaking away slightly now from Pastina in 4th. Well, I'm not going to keep going on about the Alpha, but oh, look at it. It's so cool and cute. Mashed Potato in 5th now, got his way past Battersby. And Nils sitting there comfortably in 7th in the Porsche. And Rotary is seemingly closing these guys down slowly. It's 2.1 at the moment. We will keep our eyes on that gap. But he's put 2 seconds between himself and Upay after that lovely little battle we watched a minute ago. And there we see Mr. Johnny Waffle giving himself a little bit of breathing room. As 10, 11 and 12 come round there, line astern. Oh, do you hear that vet go past then? The rumble. We'll have a look at Raptor Race and have a little listen to that V8. Oh, and then the Super again. Oh, a little bit loose there for Top Gear. Hey, good afternoon, Mythical, Roses and Rollick. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, guys. If you haven't already, which I'm sure you have. Let's get back to the battles then. As Pastina doing a really good job there in fourth, keeping these guys behind him because the pressure has been on since lap 1. As Mythical just pipes up there that he's 18. God, that makes me feel old. Oh, we had a moment there. Mashed Potato has made a move on Pastina, but there was a little bit of contact after. I think it was all good. Let's jump on board with Battersby so we can see this battle raging on in front. Now we have keyboard controls. You have one happy pony here. But this car's seemingly very loud once you're on board. As he does get alongside the Alpha. And does he get the move done? Yes, he does. Aston and not being able to hold these guys up any longer. The power of the GTR just proving a little bit too much. But he's still hanging on in there. Perhaps he'll be able to hang on in the draft and give himself a little bit of tow up the longer straights. Because it will be the hill after the final corner where it will be suffering the most. But this does put Mash up to 4th now. A good run this from Mash. Nice to see him up to speed. Oh, we did see Nilsman there making a move on Pastina. Pastina dropping back to 7th all of a sudden. After keeping that P4 for so long, he must be a little bit disappointed because now he has Rotary all over the back of him as well. Won't be long before that McLaren does make a move. I can hear something going on in the background. I'm presuming it's my dog because it's the only one in the house. Stupid dog. We'll just go check out what is going on. Sorry about that. But I am back. It's just somebody has turned up. And the dog running up and down the hallway. Rotary now right on the back of the 4C. And Pastina keeping behind. It's really a shame to watch him drop down the order like this. At the same time, it's all been good racing up to now. And I've missed a beautiful battle apparently, but at least I kept it on the screen for you guys. As long as you guys see it, it doesn't matter about me. I'm not important. And again, Rotary really pushing this A4 up the hill. Took him right in the draft there. The Alpha seemingly having some legs on the McLaren at the moment. The McLaren not being able to pull alongside in the slipstream. And it certainly looked like he had a good exit. But is he going to be able to make a move into the centre S's? Yes. Lay on the brakes there and gets it stopped and turned in beautifully there from Rotary. But Pastina coming back at him. I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. What a lovely battle this is from these mid-engine monsters. Ah, hello my buddy Chronic, how are you matey? Jefferson is doing a wonderful job at the front. That gap up to 4 seconds now. Sab struggling to keep with him, but Slipstream not struggling to keep his Sab. He's right on the back of him now. Doing a fantastic job managing them softs. The Sab's mediums are worse than Slipstream softs. I thought he was going to go into the pits then. I thought that was a little bit early. And we'll just have a quick check at Jefferson's tyres as well, which are absolutely superb still. Running low 32s consistently. A fab job so far from Jefferson. But we will keep our eyes on these battles raging elsewhere. Jefferson doesn't get any screen time because he's checked out. That's his own fault. Oh no, we have had a disconnect by the look of it. Have we lost Kaguya? He was down in about P10, wasn't he? He was rocking around with them guys. Yes, we are one down. Unfortunately, it's a shame. But Welsh in 9.8 seconds behind Top Gear now. But he is on purple sectors at the moment, so hopefully that gaps will come down and give himself a little bit of a battle later on. And Johnny Waffle 3.7 seconds to Upay and 8 seconds in front of Top Gear. And Upay now closing in on Pastina. Pastina being dropped off by the guys in front, but Rotary making his way back up to Nilsman and Mash. We'll have noticed that Battersby has jumped his way back up to 4th place. Yep, sorry about that, Mr. T. I have missed the move. We'll see how far back we can go from the replay. It looks like we got it done in the last couple of turns. But what can Sab do? Can he hang in there with Slipstream? Now that Slipstream hasn't got a Slipstream, can he do anything about Jefferson? Currently 4.3 seconds. But Sab with them more mediums seemingly struggling to keep up. And if Sab's not careful, he will have Battersby on his tail before long. That gap seemingly coming down at the moment. But then we have 4, 5, 6 and 7 all coming through together in a little squeaky, laggy way. As we do have the first of the pit stops, Mash in. It's half a tank, but them softs looking pretty destroyed. And when you compare it to the first runner on the softs, Mr. Slipstream, he's still got half his tyres left. On the right. And Rosie's giving a shout out to Slipstream as well. But Jefferson looking comfortable in the lead, 4.2 seconds. Slipstream's took a couple of tenths out of him that lap. And has now got a 1.2 second gap between himself and Sab in third place. And as I have already previously pointed out, Battersby bringing that gap down. He's took another half a second out of Sab. Down to 3.8 now. And he is pulling away from Nils and Rotary, which has spread out slightly. There's a second gap between Nils and Rotary as well now. Pastina in 7th, but Upe really closing him down. As we have Raptor Race as well, looking to make a move on Top Gear. He's still nearly a second back, so it won't be this lap. And we are getting that refuel message coming up again. Something else that's broken in the servers. Walshy making his way back through the order now, up to 12th in front of Mash after Mash's stop. Obviously Walshy has already stopped, but his tyre's still looking good too. He'll still be able to go for a good while yet. And then at the moment, last but not least, Mr. Mash with the first stop. As you can see, the damage a stop does do round here. If you can cut out a stop during this race, and that's going to save you a good, what is it? It's 30 seconds, isn't it? When you add the two together, it's a good 30 seconds, and that was just for tyres. So with fuel, you're going to be looking at 45 seconds, somewhere around that. The gap at the front coming down. Slipstream closing that gap. And 1:33 dead last time round from Jefferson. That's half a second slower than he has been pretty much every other lap so far. And Slipstream taking advantage of that, who has nearly 2 seconds between himself and Sab now. But Battersby has got that gap down. It's going to be under 3 seconds before you know it. Right on cue there. Rotary is still pressing Nils for 5th place. And as we can see, Pastina still managing to keep Upe behind him in P7 there. And he has picked up the pace somewhat as Pastina. He has dropped into the 32s. And very, very low 33s. Upe getting it all a little bit sideways there on exit. Still doing a good job of hunting down Pastina. How close is Rotary now? That gap coming right down. That was good timing there. As he pulls alongside the Porsche Nils. He's going to have the inside line here. As we approach the centre S's. And we've seen how well he can get that McLaren stopped and turned in, but Nils quickly switching back to the inside, but he's not going to be close enough this time. Good job that from Rotary. McLaren looking really good round here actually. But with 5.6 seconds between himself and Battersby in 4th. We'll see if he can make any inroads into that lead. But Nils not giving up on that place. The Porsche seemingly quick round sectors of this track. Porsche normally very good on corner exit as long as you can get on the power early. It does turn well under power. Well, that's good to know, Mr. T, that these guys have raced a lot together in the past and they do have a little bit of history with each other. Hopefully good history, mate. Oh, Rotary getting it all a little bit loose there. Will that give Nils a sniff? The gap coming down slightly as we go up the hill. And he will be getting the benefit of a little bit of draft there as well. We should see that gap come down to around half a second under braking if he gets it right. And right on cue. Thank you very much, Nils, for not making me look like an idiot. Just looking around the track now, and this does look like the closest battle, but we do have some others going on a little bit further back by the look of it. I'm going to say it's Top Gear. Well, we have Pastina on his own now. So what has happened there? Has Yuppie gone into the pits, or has Yuppie had a moment? I think he must have pitted. Let's have a look. Yes, he's been in the pits last lap round and put on a nice fresh set of softs and another quarter of a tank of fuel. And that's brought him out in 11th, just in front of Mr. Johnny Waffle himself. With 16 seconds up to Mash with the first one to stop, but yes, the gap coming down to Battersby, but Battersby also bringing that gap down to Sab. It's up to 3.5 seconds now. Battersby a little bit wide there. Hopefully he won't get a penalty. Well, I think he kept just enough of it on the curb. Nils really trying to stop Rotary getting away, but Rotary doing his absolute best. And Pastina hanging on there in the background. It's a couple of seconds back now, but still doing a fantastic job. And as we've mentioned, we do like to see a variety of cars on the track, and this is really nice to see something different. So not many people picking the Alpha generally. Well, she now recovered back up to P8 after his early stop, and with the fastest lap of the race so far, set on lap 14 with a 1:31.2. Good lap, that Welshie. I think that was probably better than his qualifying lap, wasn't it? Mashed Potato down in 9th, Yuppie in 10th. They have made their way past Mr. Johnny Waffle in 11th now. Top Gear in 12th, Raptor Race 13th. Back to the front, what has Jefferson got? He's got 3.9 seconds now. So Slipstream did take them a couple of tenths, and then it's just stayed like that. These guys pretty much matching each other for pace. And he has got 4.5 seconds back to Sab in 3rd. And the gap coming down slowly from 3rd to 4th. Battersby took another few tenths out of Sab there. We are just over a quarter of a way through this now, 34 minutes into this 2-hour stint. But Nils has got past Rotary. What's happened there? Can we get anything back? No, that's way too far. Let's try again, shall we? No, we have missed it there. It must have been on the back end of the circuit. We'll get back to where the action is. Let's jump on board with Rotary, shall we? Not very often we get to see the inside of the McLaren. Not going to be quite close enough for a move down into here. Through the left hander. This is giving Fastina a little bit of a glimpse of hope. He's brought that gap down to 1.4 seconds. So he's took over a second out of these guys in the last lap. Also with a 1:34.7 last time round from Rotary. What did Fastina do? 1:33.4, so that's more than a second. And Walsh currently 13, nearly 14 seconds behind. Well, that'll all change when these guys do pit. But we do have a very good battle here for P5. And Neil ducking into the pits and depriving us of a battle. Doing a very good job there. Mr. T not expecting the racing softs to last 23 laps, whereas his teammates already on lap 24. I don't think it'll be long before he's in, because that right rear is starting to look a little bit worn out now, but he has got nearly 7 seconds, well, just over 6 seconds between himself and Sab in third place. And the gap at the front opened up to 4.6 now, as Jefferson's still absolutely smashing it on them mediums. Don't think he'll be in front of a couple of laps yet. He's going to pretty much exhaust all that fuel supply, I would have thought. Probably to completely prove me wrong now, he will come in at the end of this lap, but no, I don't think so. Slipstream in a wicked job there in second. As we can see, oh, Sab in from P4. I'll be surprised if he had any tyres left, because they were dead a long time ago. Yeah, their mediums wearing quickly on the Aston. This puts Battersby up to third for now. But doing a good job there for the Scotch Egg team. Mr. T saying if it was him, he would have been in the end of lap 20 to change tyres. I think that's asking a bit much, to be honest, mate. More like 15. This puts Pastina back up to fourth, because we do see Rotary has gone in also in P8 now. It's dropped him back down the order. You pay up to P8, in fact. So Neil's all the way back to 10th. Rotary 11th, still not out the pits. Now, where is he going to bring Matt? We just seen Nils go past, so it's cost him a bit of time pitting later. The undercut worked well for Nils. But he has got with a nearly full tank of fuel here, Rotary, so he's going for another long stint, but he's now 6 seconds behind P10 Nils, who has put just over half a tank of fuel in. So the difference basically is the fueling, but this has really closed Nils up to RGTSH Sab. And Mr. Johnny Waffle there rocking around in 9th place amongst these guys, and he has stopped. So this is a genuine place for Mr. Johnny Waffle. It's not because people around him have stopped and he hasn't. He's showing good pace this week. You go, Mr. Waffle, you go. We'll jump back to that though because it is more exciting. We just want to see what the gap at the front was. As we do see Nils having a look at Mr. Waffle. But nothing to be doing there. Porsche seemingly not being able to do a lot. While the AMG has got slipstream as well. What great bit of action through the centre S's there. As he makes a move on the inside. Was not expecting that there, Nils. Good move. As he closes right down on the Aston as well of Sab. Porsche seemingly very stable on the brakes around here. People discussing the physics and the tyre wear. Yes, the mediums are definitely wearing a lot quicker than they did. And the softs seem to have been stretched out. But the times don't seem as far off either. They seem a lot closer together than they were. The hard's definitely slippier. As we see Nils on the inside, thinks better of it. Is he going to have a look? No, Sab slightly too good on the brakes. Nils playing it safe and staying behind. How far away is Rotary from this battle now? 5.9 seconds. He's took a couple of tenths out, but we'll jump straight back with Nils. It's just like that Porsche could do with an extra couple of miles per hour. Down the straight, it's not being able to put alongside the Aston. Well, they have started to put a couple of tenths between themselves and Mr. Waffle. Oh, so Sota is doing extra stops apparently. Strategy is being exposed. And Kiki asking me if I can check the top 3 tyres. I'll do it very shortly, mate. Let's just see what happens here for a couple of seconds. But yes, they have got to be nearly dead now, the top 3's tyres. Jefferson flashing on fuel. Tyres almost gone, but he's got 10 seconds between himself and Battersby. Because Slipstream is in, and they will be pretty much entirely red, I would have thought. Yes, they are. Let's put Welshie up to 4th now. Now, Battersby, again, he's front right, looking pretty warm, but about the best of these front runners, tyre-wise. No, actually, Jefferson is. But he will be in for fuel very soon. Jumping back to where the battle was. Mr. Waffle has got back past Nils. This is dropping Slipstream back down the order as we see him coming out of the pits just behind this battle. So he will be in P10, I think. Yeah, there he is. And again, we can see that gap between himself and Rotary coming down. It's under 5 seconds now between this pack. And there he is in the background. Nils again starting to make progress. We'll jump up to P9 there. As he's right on the back of Johnny Waffle again. All that hard work he's got to do again to make up the time for that extra stop he plans on taking, or so we've been told by his teammate. Yeah, sorry we're not showing very much of the front runners, but that's all Jefferson's fault for disappearing. As we do see, the Scotch Egg boys have gone in the pits as well, so where have they come out? Have they come out behind Rotary or in front? No, they're in front, so they must be at about P7. Yes, Battersby in P6 after his stop. Good stop there from Bat. Brought him out 4 seconds behind Upe. And he's right in front of this battle here. As I see, the Porsche does get a good run down there. Can he get alongside Johnny? As they go side by side through here. Giving each other room. Nice to see, guys. Great racing there. And a good move there from Nils. Nice and clean. Can Nils close back up? He instantly does up to Sab. I take it Sabby's on the mediums again. Yes, he is. And Nils on the softs. And we can already see wear on that right front of Nils. He's really pushing hard to try and make up time for that extra stop. And how far is Slipstream behind Johnny Waffle now? So that's 2.6 seconds, but Rotary's took another 2 seconds out of him then. Rotary seemingly really pushing on the move. So doing low 132s. Nearly a 33 last time round, so it wasn't a particularly storming lap, because he can go quite a bit quicker. But certainly taking time out of Slipstream as Slipstream tries to find his pace, and he has got onto the mediums this time. That may be why. We can see Nils again really pushing Sab. I'll say good afternoon, Yuri, giving a shout out to Pastina, who's doing a decent job. Not sure where he is now, let's have a quick look. He's in the lead at the moment, Pastina. Good job there, sir. And Jefferson has pitted and come out in P5, just behind Upe. Upe not stopped yet. Doing an exceedingly good job on them softs. Either that or he must have stopped very early. We have Welshie in the pits for his second stop. And with 0% fuel, so he couldn't have timed that any better. There is that lovely Alpha in P1, flashing on fuel. Mediums on the right, pretty much destroyed. But a good job here from Pastina. Mash in second, also flashing on fuel. And they've only got 6 seconds between themselves and Upe. Jefferson already up to P4. And he has gone on the softs this time, Jefferson, so I expect to see some quicker laps now. And that lead be increased. Battersby only 4.6 seconds behind, we can see him in the background there. Having an excellent drive. Nilsman has got past Sab. And Johnny Waffle really hanging in there. Well, let's have a look there. We had Rotary right on the back of Slipstream as well. Slipstream being put under pressure. It's all going on, isn't it? I told you it was going to be a good race. Let's hope the second stint is as exciting as we're nearly 50 minutes into this first stint. Damn, yeah, I forgot about replays. Sorry, Mr. T. We won't have them in the second stint, unfortunately, because I will be joining the lobby as it's already underway. So I should make the most of the replays while I have got them. As we see Rotary making the move on slipstream, he's just not quite got the pace on the mediums, it seems. But straight back in the slipstream. Not letting Rotary get away, but can Rotary make any inroads into Mr. Johnny Waffle in P7? I do expect to see the gap come down slightly, as we can see that in the background, closing down. Currently 4.2 seconds. But Mr. Johnny Waffle really giving Sab a run for his money. I'm impressed today, Mr. Waffle. Very impressed. As we do see the leader, Pastina is in the pits. This puts Jefferson back into the lead. Or will do very soon. But Upay doing a good job here in third, because he was right down the order earlier. And he's still got a fair amount of tyre and fuel left. His Battersby now in third. And Nils up to fourth. And he's got a good 3.5 seconds between himself and Mr. Johnny Waffle, who's just making a move on IGTSH Sab. Go on, Mr. Waffle. I would say Sab was struggling on them mediums, but he did start on the mediums as well, and he was right at the front. He was in second place until the pit stops, and now he's having to work hard to make his way back through the field. And that gap coming down. Rotary got the gap under 3 seconds now from P7 to P6. And I imagine he will be bringing the slipstream with him. He has dropped back slightly as slipstream on a different strategy and running the mediums in this stint. But yes, a big hats off to Mr. Johnny Waffle. The gap between P5 and P4 is 4.6 seconds, so Nils and his strategy seems to be working now. He does seem to be able to pull away a little bit with the 1:31.3 last time round. But Battersby now with the fastest lap of the race in P3 with the 1:31 dead. And I'm pretty sure that was quicker than he did in qualifying, because that would have put him in P3, I think. But he was around there anyway, so not much. But yeah, good time there from Battersby. Nick will be pleased. So things starting to slowly spread out again behind. Apart from there, as Mr. Johnny Waffle has gone back behind Sab, but certainly not letting him get away. I'm presuming Mr. Johnny Waffle is a fan of the track. He's definitely having a very good race today. But Rotary right on the back of him now. Rotary made up a lot of ground. So can he make a move on Mr. Waffle? Mr. Waffle having to go defensive, and that's allowing Sab to pull away. We'll see if Mr. Rotary can make a move into turn one. And he does. Mr. Waffle cutting it back though. Yeah, nothing he can do about it this time round. Now Now can Rotary pull away and make inroads into Sab? And then get back onto the back end of his old mate Nils. I will have a look for you, Mr. T. Let's see what strategy the leader is on. I think he did put quite a full tank of fuel. It's just over half, so... No, he is going for the extra stop. Now he is on the softs by the look of it. Which will be interesting if Slipstream is on a different strategy, because he has gone for a fuller tank and dropped onto the mediums. But with Jefferson doing that long stint at the beginning, I think that'll kind of balance each other out. Slipstream with 20 seconds behind the leader Jefferson at the moment. Upe still in second, having not stopped. And he has got Battersby all over the back of him now. But not for long. Battersby going for the move. Already got his hazards on, thanking him, as they are on different strategies. Upe obviously thinking, I'll just drop behind you and use your slipstream and go an extra lap or two. Maybe Upe has got to be low on tyres and fuel now. He's doing really well on fuel. Must be slightly short shifting. And he has still got 5 seconds between himself and Nils. But Nils is nearly... his fuel's nearly gone. Well, it's about the same as P3 Upe. The gap coming down slightly though. It is around 5 seconds between P3 and P4 now. Is Rotary making any inroads into P5? Currently 1.3 seconds and that gap is coming down. I have dropped off Mr. Johnny Waffle now. Let's see if Slipstream can make any inroads. But I think Mr. Johnny Waffle will be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, possibly the next. And this will promote Mr. Slipstream up to P7. Let's stay with Mr. Waffle, see if he does go in or if he does stay out for another lap. No, he is in. But again, we will mention how good a job Mr. Waffle is doing. That promotes Top Gear up to P8, which we haven't seen much of. He's running pretty much open air at the minute. Gap in front and behind. As we can see, Slipstream there in P7. Top Gear bringing that gap down, being on the softs. But them tyres looking well worn by now. Pastina came back out in P9, but he has gone with a lot of fuel and dropped instantly into the 31s on the softs. So showing good pace there, Mr. Pastina. Got to stop using Mr. in front of everybody. Don't know why I do these kind of things, but hey ho. Well, Sheet now in P8, but he has stopped more than anyone else. He has done the 2 stops. And Mashed Potato behind him, the same. And he has gone for the short fueling again, Mr. Mash. See, there we go with the Mr. again. It's like the Mr. Men racing. And Johnny Waffles come out the pits in P12. With only 1.5 seconds between himself and Raptor Race. But Raptor Race, that right front, it's not really a right front anymore, is it? At the front, Jefferson with 3.5 seconds over Battersby. And Battersby on a very similar strategy and with the fastest lap of the race at 1:30.9 on lap 34 and lap 35. Only 0.02 of a second difference between 33 and 34. No, 34 and 35, sorry. So excellent pace there from Battersby. And Upe still out running in P3. Excellent strategy this from Upe. Ponyboy, who will be handing it over to our host in stint 2, Mr. Jaeger, another of the Race Asylum guys. Let's have a look, see if Rotary has made any more inroads. Yes, it's under a second between himself and Sab now. And Slipstream seems to have himself a nice little buffer there of 3.7 seconds between himself and Top Gear in 8th. But Pastina is closing Top Gear down. So we are going to be getting a few more battles coming soon. Mashing out in P11, 4.7 behind Walshy in P10. But let's jump back to Rotary and Sab, because Rotary really was making inroads and he is right on the back of him now. The nuke shot on the MFT team going at it, hammer and tongs here, and not for the first time today. Good exit there from Rotary. Important to get a good exit here and power up the hill. Then he might get the chance to make a move into turn 1, which seems to be where he's made most of his passes. And he looked close enough to me to do it again. But I'm sure Sab will go defensive and try and hold the inside line, which he does. He's going to force Rotary round the outside, but no, he's left room and the door's open and the McLaren's through. A good move there again by Rotary. That does seem to be his favourite manoeuvre, as we've watched him pull about 5 passes off there. But Sab not giving up, and he's going to have the inside line here. Is he going to get it stopped and turned? Rotary with a better line, and he's going to have a slightly better exit. So I'm sure he will try and cut back to the inside through here, through the sweeping right-hander. But Sab keeping it tight. That door firmly shut. Is he going to try and get a cut back here on the left? No, I think he's just going to go all the way around and try and get the move done at turn 1 again. As we see, P7 as well, Pastina has passed Top Gear. With 1.2 seconds, I don't think we'll be able to get that back on replay. But showing really, really good pace now in the Alpha is Pastina. Rotary again, is he going to have a look into turn 1? I don't think he's close enough this time. As we can see at the Corvette in front of him of Raptor Racing. For the VRC guys. Rotary very close yet again. This is where Sab got past him, but he's not quite close enough. Not quite quick enough in the draft, the McLaren there. Seems to work well up the hill when he's got the longer run. Oh, a little bit of a moment there from Sab. Will this allow Rotary to go around the outside? He has got the overspeed. And he's going to have the inside line through here. And with this double right-hander, this should be enough. As long as he can keep it tight on entry here. But Sab pushing hard to stay with him. Rotary now with that valuable car length. And can he get a good exit now and break the toe? I think he has enough now with that second. The toe is broken, as we do see Nils in the pits in P3. Has gone for a very short stint there. Low fuel load. Where's that going to bring him out? It's going to be interesting to see. Battersby closing Jefferson down. They got down to 2.7 seconds. Has Jefferson had a moment? No, consistent there. Lost half a second, I'd say, last lap. Not from his quicker laps, but... Is he just making the tyres and the fuel last? Because he didn't put that much fuel in, yet he still seems to have quite a lot. So I'm guessing there is possibly a little bit of short shifting going on there. Whereas Battersby has pretty much destroyed his fuel. Got Rotary up to P3 now with the pit stops. 21 seconds, 22 seconds behind Battersby. As we can see, Raptor race there. They are in last position, I think, are they? Yes, they are in P13 as it stands, and they will be the first guys to be lapped. But you can see their pace there. Nobody's catching them quickly and passing them, and these are the guys at the back of the field. But still showing fabulous pace, and let's hope they're enjoying themselves with it. Top gear there down in 12th. 36 seconds in front of Raptor Race and 14 seconds behind Mr. Johnny Waffle, who is in P11 after his last stop. But running good lap times and only 6 seconds behind Nils in P10, who in turn is 5 seconds behind Upe after his first stop. Which was a very long stop, it seems. 154 on lap 39 and a 155 on lap 40. Oh, did he have a bit of a moment then on his outlap? It does seem rather a long time though. And we have Mr. Mashed Potato, 131.8 his best lap on lap 38. Running P8 at the moment. 9 seconds behind Welshie in P7. And he's got 5 seconds just over between himself and P6 Pastina. He's bringing that gap between himself and Slipstream down. But Slipstream running consistent times on their mediums. I imagine he will jump back onto the softs after this, but we can see things are bunching up in front of him still. Now actually things are starting to open out slightly. We'll have a look at the gap to the lead because Battersby was bringing it down, but it is still around 3 seconds. Jefferson has responded slightly. And there again we see that consistency, 131.7, 131.8, 131.7, 131.5. But Battersby is pushing on, matching his time last time round. I would expect to see Battersby in the pits at the end of this lap. He may go for one more round, but I wouldn't have thought so. Looks like he's taking it tight. Is he going in? Yes, he is. No, he's not. He's going for that one more lap. I mean, if he has got the fuel to do it, why not? Because his tyres are still looking okay. Certainly okay for one lap at least. It will be interesting to see what happens between himself and Rotary then, because Rotary's tyres starting to wear now. And he's got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. But he has got himself a 2.5 second lead over Sab now. He was slightly dropped back, but we can see Pastina all over the back of Slipstream. And he's going to get a move done into turn 1. Slipstream not really putting up much of a fight there. Probably fully aware that Pastina is on the softs. Now this is a good recovery from Pastina because he was dropping down the order earlier. Well, he has made a very, very good comeback up to P5 now and 1.9 seconds behind Sam, to see if he can make a bit of inroads because he's soon past Raptor Racing there. Raptor Racing getting out of the way and letting everybody pass. Nice sensible drive in there. As we see Battersby in the pits, as expected. See what I did there? Indeed, we are going excellently well. He will be pleased with his race so far. On that quite a short stop, but the exit very long on this track. Where will it bring him out? I'm just staying with this car so we can see how long the stops are here. He's put just over half a tank in. As you see, lap 45. Was a 153 dead. I imagine we'll see something similar this lap with that amount of fuel gone in. This has put Welshie up to P6 now. With Battersby nearly 5 seconds behind. Jefferson meanwhile at the front, 29 seconds in front of Rotary, and he still has a good bit of tyre and fuel left. And remember, Jefferson did run the mediums in the first stint. So dropped back slightly, but he has got Pastina all over the back of him now. That little Alpha really coming through the field strong. But we can also see Slipstream's strategy starting to work as he starts moving his way back up through the order. Yes, that gap coming down. Slipstream finding his pace now. He's dropping some of that weight off with the fuel. And he has dropped back into the mid-32s, and it won't be long before he gets in the draft of these guys, I don't think, and starts to take the benefit. Because I think Sab will be starting to struggle because he is eating them mediums. He's got a bit of a Mr. T going on here. And he's sticking with the mediums, and yeah, they're wearing very quickly on the Aston. And Pastina all over him. Let's jump on board with the Alpha. No, we don't need to because he's alongside. And he is going to get it stopped, and he is going to have the grip up the hill. And nothing Sab can do, but this is all allowing Slipstream to come and join the party. And he's bringing Raptor Race with him just for the fun. Raptor Race thinking, I'll take some of these extra pace, this bit of Slipstream, thank you very much. Which may well help him close up on the guys in front, if he can hang in there. How far is Battersby behind Welshie now? 3.5 seconds, so we'll keep our eyes on that. Will Welshie be stopping though? That is the question. He'll be out for a little while yet, so we should be able to see a pass on track there, I would think. Mashed Potato currently 2.3 seconds in front of Upay and 8.7 behind Battersby. But we could just see Upay in the background there. And P10 nils. This strategy will be interesting, but he is on the mediums now. And he has gone with the more fuel, so going for a longer run on the mediums. So we believe, but he has done some pretty short stops up to now. P11 Mr. Johnny Waffle in front of top gear by 9.7 seconds. Who in turn has got 52 over Raptor Race, who we know is hanging in there with some of the lead guys, so he's definitely got pace. Just missed out a bit at the beginning, and something has happened because he's dropped all the way there behind Walshy. Rotary of 4.5 seconds in front of Pastino. Pastino is still pushing on. Got over a second between himself and Sab now, but Slipstream right on the back of Sab. Sab's struggling with them tyres, I think, now. I think he is going to have to come in soon. It's only going to cost him, and I think he will probably possibly jump on the softs now, because he has done 2 stints on the mediums, but we are an hour and 15 minutes into this race. We will have around 45 minutes left before we see the leaders handing over. Slipstream making a move, but Sab not giving up. Slippy not quite having enough grip on the mediums to push. Wiley was on the inside then, without drifting wide, but he's going to have the inside line here. Can he get it done, or will Sab fight back here? Another great battle we've got going on now, so I'm getting a little bit loose on exit. This gives Slippy the chance. Yes, great move there from Slip. And now Sab is going to be under pressure from Walshy as well. Well, he would be if he wasn't diving in the pits. But we also see Rosarian, the McLaren has stopped. It will be interesting to see where the McLaren comes out in comparison to Nils in the Porsche. These guys battling hard earlier on, but were on slightly different strategies. And there we see Battersby really closing in on these guys in front, and we have Mash has just made a move on Upay. I say all seems to open up and then close down again. These guys going through as one almost. Quickly flick in front as well, see how close Battersby is, because as soon as you get one battle you get two, it seems. Where will Battersby make a move? I'm sure it won't be long. Quick flick behind. Upay is back behind Nils, so to say. Well, in front of Nils, behind Mash. But a good battle here going on as well. It's really hard to know where to look. Is Upay going to have a look? No. So we'll flick back in front as Battersby has gone past. We will have a look to see where he did that. Was it in the last corner? No, he was going up the hill. And he puts his hazards on almost a thank. Welshie, I don't think Welshie really stood in his way. As we see Jefferson in the pits and Mash also. Just as I was going to give Mash some airtime as he was rocking round with Upay. And Upay on his own now, but Jefferson coming out of the pits in 5th on mediums with a full tank. This will be Jefferson till the end. And he's only 13 seconds off the lead as it stands. Pastina will be in, not for a good few laps yet, but he has got to stop again. Slipstream up till second now and got Battersby all over the back of him. He's not even challenging, he's letting Battersby through. He knows this isn't his race at the moment, it might be later on. Battersby again with the hazards on thanking. Very polite, isn't he, Battersby? I like that. Yes, Slippy will be going on for another few laps and going on to a set of stops. And I've had it confirmed of his teammate. Well, that's what I would expect as well. He's quite a lot quicker on the softs and he can make them go a long way. Welshie, 1.4 seconds behind now in third. So a good recovery from him. He is going to have to stop again, unfortunately. But so have quite a few of the guys around him. There is Jefferson in P5. Fantastic job from him so far. He will be handing it over to Kiki for stint 2, I believe. I can double check that, so I might as well while I'm here. Yes, it is Kiki today, and no Randy Moore today. Well, when Jefferson stands in, you don't really mind, do you? Yuppie doing a good job in P6. Them softs still got plenty of life in them. He probably will have to stop one more time now with around 30-40 minutes to go. Nils in P6. 7, sorry, just behind P6. No problem, Mr. T. Yes, there is a right mix of strategies here, and it will all start coming together very soon as the last stops are played out. And Pastina in the lead again for the second time today, but we can see Battersby closing him down. I do think Battersby will have to stop one more time, but it will be a fairly short stop because I think he'll be able to go a fair way on these tyres and fuel. But Slipstream not being dropped off that quickly. He's still got 3.2 seconds between himself and Battersby and 2 seconds between himself and Welshie. Well, all these guys at the front I think will have to stop again. The first one that won't have to is Jefferson in P5. He's currently got 9 seconds between himself and Yuppie. He's got 6 seconds over Nils. Who is going to go pretty deep now, isn't he? He's going to go pretty long on this stint. Whether he can go to the end or not, I wouldn't have quite thought so on that fuel, but you never know. Johnny Waffle in P8, but he will have to stop soon. He's fuel flashing. Take Rotary all the way back down in P10. What's Top Gear doing? He's on the softs. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyre left. Well, I definitely will think he will have to come in again. And there's Rotary in P10. He has stopped now. That is his final stop. And he has got 11 seconds between himself and Sab. Now Sab going on the hards. Aston really struggling to go the distance with them tyres. Sab showed great pace last week in the Supra. but struggling this week in the Aston. Mash in P12 on the mediums. So this will be him till the end. 31 seconds in front of Raptor Racing. He will have to stop again too. Battersby has got through on Pastina. And won 31.3 last time round. Yes, I do agree with Mr. T there. I think there will be many battles going on throughout this whole race. It does seem to be the little pairings that drop in and out as strategies change, but they always end up coming back together. Slipstream now flashing on fuel. I think he will be in at the end of this lap. It's still got plenty of tyre. On an 8.5 second lead over Jefferson. And 5.5 behind Pastina. So this will be an interesting battle, I think, between Slipstream and Pastina as well. Pastina will be out for a while, but actually he won't. Look at that right rear tyre. It's gone. I think he will be in at the end of this lap as well. Yep, he's gone for the sensible option. And stick on some new boots and fuel up and then go to the end. How long is Battersby going to stay out? I think he will be out a good while yet. Them tyres still good and low fuel levels will always be quicker. As 2 and 3 are in as predicted. Putting Jefferson up to P2, 16.1 seconds behind Battersby. Lap times non-electric but very quick for mediums. But just the consistency being enough for Jefferson at the moment. And cutting out that stop. Excellent recovery drive so far from Upe, who didn't have the best of qualifying or starts. But Neil's up to 4th now. His strategy's starting to pay off. But he is going to have to stop it again. But I think a couple of the guys behind him have as well, light Top Gear. But Pastina only 3.2 seconds behind Top Gear. So with the stops, this should put Pastina back up to around 3rd place, I would have said. And then we have Rotary starting to make his way up through the field with Slipstream behind him. I'm going to leave you here for 2 seconds, guys. Rotary really closing this gap down. Let's have a flick round through the order. No, I'm not on the B yet, Phil. A little bit early for that. But not a million miles off. And I haven't got any in the fridge, actually. That is a good point, and thank you for reminding me, Philly. At the front, Battersby 19 seconds in the lead. But we'll be stopping in about 3 or 4 laps. Or maybe 2 or 3. Jefferson looking like he's got a nice healthy lead. It's a Upe who is in the pits for his final stop. This will put Nisman onto the podium as it stands, but he will have to stop again. Top Gear in P5 will also have to stop. As Pastina should be able to go to the end on that quite easily. And no, it's not beer. It should be beer, but it's not. And if you really want to know where I had to go, I had an Amazon delivery. A snow foam lantern as I broke mine, so I can have the pleasure of cleaning the cars later. Lucky me. Right, in P6 we have Welshie 7.2 seconds behind. He will be going to the end also. So this is an actual battle for slipstream. Can he catch Welshie? Rotary starting to drop back now. Cannot keep up with slipstream on them softs while he's running the mediums. So looking like a good strategy for you from Slippy. Yes, cheers guys. How is Sab getting on with those hards? Even they're showing signs of wear. And we have Nick has joined the room. Good afternoon, Nick. Hope you're well. Now you pay 4 seconds behind Sab. I think that gap will come down because them hards just a little bit too slow, I think, running 33s and 34s. I'm pretty certain Upe will be running 31s, 32s. And he is on the softs again. I would be worried if I was Sab. Mash in P11. He is on the mediums. And we'll be going to the end. Let's see Raptor Race in the pits. P13. Coming out on another fresh set of mediums. And Mr. Johnny Waffle in P12, who has stopped for the last time also. So with the final round of pit stops coming in now, we've just got to wait for Battersby to come in. It will be one of the last. He's having an excellent drive. The hazards on again, thanking somebody for staying out of the way. It will be Top Gear. Just waiting for these final stops for Nils and Battersby to find out how this will affect the final order of this stint, should I say, because it's obviously not the final order of the race. We're not even halfway. Oh, excellent. We do have a party up from the lobby. I will join that party very shortly with my friend LJ. And we will be able to give you the details of the handovers there as well. When will Nils be in? He is flashing now, but we do have the leader. Battersby is in. So where will he come out? Will Nilsman come in as well? Or will he stay out for one more lap? Oh, I think he will come in because he will be switching to the softs. Or would he stay out when he can get on a faster tyre? He is staying out. Battersby is coming out the pits already. And Nils should just pass him, but he is still going to have to stop. There we can see Battersby coming out the pits. And Nils is going to have the speed, but I think Battersby is going to be ahead even after his pit stop. But the lead to Jefferson is nearly 20 seconds, 19.3. And Battersby is on the softs. So he should make a bit of inroads into Jefferson's lead. With Jefferson being on the mediums. I certainly don't think it will be enough to take the lead, but it will certainly close that gap down to hand over to his stint 2 driver. Who is it for the Scotch Eggs? Let's have a look, shall we? Scotch Eggs he will be handing it over to. Will it be Speedy? Yes, hopefully it will be Speedy. He was having server issues, I think, in the first stint. In this particular lobby. Hopefully he won't have any problems in the second lobby. Let me just bring up this party and I will see if I can join the chat with LJ. Battersby is taking time out of Jefferson still. But will it be enough, as we do see Nils dropping in P7? And a good afternoon, LJ. How are you, sir?
Shit, I'm doing alright. How are you?
Very good, thank you, mate. Very good indeed. Some great battles so far.
It's running in lobby 2 at the moment. Driver's still joining up.
Let me just change some of these sound levels so I can hear properly. It is very loud on board the cars. Battersby now got that gap down to under 17 seconds. And put Pastina in third place in the Alpha with 8.1 behind Battersby. And Welshie up to P4. Good recovery this from Welshie. But Slipstream only 1.3 seconds behind him. That should be a battle we'll be getting very soon. So we will keep our eyes on that. Rotary in P6. Be interesting to see where Nils is in comparison as well. As we U-Pay P7, Sab P8, and Nils are just behind Sab, 3 seconds under. But with Sab being on them hard tyres, I don't think it will be long before Nils can close him down. But let's have a look. What is the gap between Nils and Rotary? Because that was one of the battles that was hotting up earlier. But it is like, oh, it's like 15 seconds. That's going to be a lot for Nils to make up. But Rotary on the hard, mediums even. The harder of the two compounds we're seeing used mostly. Battersby bringing that lead down 15.2 seconds. From Jefferson P1 to Battersby in P2. And he is pulling away from Pastina in P3. And it does seem like Pastina is pulling away from Welshie. But Slipstream bringing that gap down. It's only 0.7 of a second now. The battle of the AMGs.
Getting this on your feed now, this looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting all over the field so far. It's been a very good race up to now.
Simberg's been pretty good consistently throughout GT7's lifestyle, but especially in this update.
Yeah, it has been a bit of an interesting update, and the servers do seem to be suffering for it. I'm not sure if it's the 120 hertz thing, maybe.
About that, so the disconnect we had before the capital car has been confirmed that the second driver for stint 2 will be able to restart the race, but we'll have to wait 10 seconds from the pit lane before they can rejoin the field. So to clarify, that's 10 seconds before they can start with the rest of the
it's good to hear that he can rejoin though.
Still in the race, but got a lot of work to do.
Yes, a hell of a lot of work, but will just be behind Raptor Race, who is currently P13. But there is a big gap between himself and Johnny Waffle in P12. And Johnny Waffle having a very good race today. And we will go through the order in reverse now. P11 is Mashed Potato. Had a great start to the race, seems to have dropped down the order a little, but he is right on the back of Top Gear. And what is Top Gear? He's got fresh softs, as they do come up to lap Raptor Race again. Raptor getting out of the way and letting them through. And that's put Mash right on the back of Top Gear now. We'll also have a quick look at P4 and 5 again. Yep, because Slippy is all over the back of Welshie. He was thinking about making a move then. On board with Slipstream. Welshie going defensive and taking the inside line. Slippy going round the outside if he can. Not quite being able to pull that off. And another couple of shout-outs for Nils.
Yeah, Nils is having a phenomenal race.
P8, he is past Sab now. Sab not being able to do anything on them hards. Again, another 135 lap 65 and a 134 lap 66. Them lap times just not quite good enough when Nils is running 31s. 31.2 last time round from Nils. Battersby has set the fastest lap of the race again while chasing Jefferson with a 130.7. That would have been pole position if he'd have done that in qualifying. Excellent lap there. If he extracted every bit of performance he had there. Sorry about the egg puns. But the Scotch egg boys, it does add for a little bit of entertainment.
Whole egg pun is unreal. Drivers in lobby 2 are just getting the braking procedure. So they'll be out soon to do the formation laps, or at least one of the formation laps.
That gap down to under 10 seconds now, and we've still got 11 laps to go. So this could end up being very close. It does depend on Battersby's tyre wear. And what Jefferson can do, his tyres and that will be absolutely sound, I'm sure. And he's going to have to keep the boot down to keep a little bit of breathing room between himself and P2 Battersby. But the strategy working well for these two. Because he's got 13.1 seconds over Pastina in P3 as Battersby. And in turn he has got 11.5 seconds over Slippy, who has got past Welshie now and put over a second between himself. And what is Rotary doing behind there. He's got 16 seconds between himself and Rotary, but he has got Upay all over the back of him. Upay on fresh softs. I don't think there's a hell of a lot Rotary's going to be able to do to hold him off. He goes defensive, takes the inside line, and we know Rotary is good into turn 1 into the accelerators. And he does keep the tight line yet again. Nothing Upay can do there. And Neil's bringing that gap down to these two as well. It's 6.2 seconds, so he is going to get on the back of Rotary. Does Battersby need to pit again? Asked Mr. T. No, he doesn't. He has got enough fuel and tyres. And that gap coming down. Doing an excellent job there. 3 laps in the 130s. Including the fastest lap of the race so far. So Battersby absolutely smashing it out the park at the minute. But Jefferson doing just enough. But that is going to be very close at the end of the stint. Slippy now with 2.2 over Welshie. But what about Rotary? Is he bringing that gap down? No, he's not. But Upay still all over the back of him. Let's drop to Upay so we can see the gap to Nils as well. That down to 4.5 seconds now. That coming down quickly. As Upay being shown the outside again. Rotary going defensive on the inside. But I think Upay has got the move done before the corner. Good move that.
Rotary there for defending for that long, but yeah, Upay just had the pace, paced her out the whole lap. So
yeah, pace and the grip. The softs proving to be beneficial. Now we will keep our eye on P8 as well, because that gap down to 3.7 seconds. 3.5 now. It's coming down very, very quickly. Also keep our eye on the gap at the front, that down to 5.4 seconds now. Battersby is coming, whether Jefferson likes it or not. Jefferson being as consistent as he can. But the softs, Battersby and the GTR just bringing that gap down slowly. And we can see Nils in the background when we jump to Rotary now. Gap's down to 2.5 seconds. I think it's only going to be a matter of another lap or two. And Nils will be in the draft. We know Top Gear did recently stop. He's got 3 seconds over Sab. Sab going backwards on them hards. And he's only 5.8 seconds above Mash in P11. Mash had a good start to the race. He has gone slightly backwards now. But he has got a 13-second lead gap between himself and Mr. Johnny Waffle in 12. But let's jump back to the lead. That gap down to 4 seconds now.
formation procedure starting for lobby 2, so it jumps from the instructions down to the pit until they get the all clear from the lobby that's on at the moment. So.
Excellent. Well, they've just started lap 72 here, so another 7 laps and they will be in for the handover, which is always exciting times. But Battersby is really pushing. 31.3 last time round. And that gap down to 3.4. We also check between 7 and 8. That gap is non-existent. Nils all over the back of Rotary now. And again, I think it's only a matter of time. These guys with a good history of racing between them. Absolutely, Mr. T. Battersby has actually shown a massive turning pace today. As we do see Nils having a look on the inside of Rotary. Rotary not going to be able to do much on the mediums, I don't think, but manages to hold him off through the S's. The McLaren does seem strong round there at the hands of Rotary. But the Porsche having the inside line. And Nils with the grip, getting the move done. Rotato trying to go with him. But the softs of the Porsche looking like it has got the job done. Ooh, a bit of a moment there also from Rotary. Oh, and again. But we'll have a quick check at the front now. That gap down to 1.8 seconds. That extra stop and the soft tyres working out really well for Battersby. Great speed and a great strategy. Jefferson losing out at the moment, which is one of the first times I've ever seen that. Yes, it does seem that way, Mr. T. The extra stop and the extra softs does seem to be the benefit. Ooh. So it will be the GTSV guys and the Scotch Egg guys that will be out first. As Jefferson, it's under a second now. It won't be long before we see a battle for the lead, which we didn't think we were going to see. I certainly didn't. Chronic, my friend, it's never too early, mate. It's never too early, but I am honestly not drinking yet, but it won't be long. So Jefferson and Battersby, 3/10 between them now. It's only a matter of time. Jefferson going defensive, trying to make Battersby go around the outside, but he will have the tighter line on the exit. Will he be able to squeeze up the inside? Yep. Jefferson trying to hold it round the outside and have the inside on the left. Fantastic battle here with these two guys. But Battersby going to have the inside here, but Jefferson not giving up. Great respect shown there by the two of them as well. As Jefferson tries to get on the power early, but then mediums protesting. Yes, I do actually, Chronic. I am pretty much out of beer. I have got some downstairs, but there's none in the fridge, which I will sort out between race 1 and 2 at some point. Because I'll definitely be cracking one open before the end of the next stint. Jefferson trying to hang in there. But the gap already up to 6/10. He will still have the draft though. But a very impressive first stint from Battersby, who is just about to break the toe. Excellent job. Yes, Paul, I am okay at the moment. It's early. I don't normally drink in the morning or the early afternoon. Well, it's 2 o'clock already, so yeah, it is about beer time actually. Something happened to Yuppie. P8, what did happen to Yuppie? Yes, he has dropped down 141 last time round, so he's lost 10 seconds on the previous lap. Putting Rotary back up to P7. He's now 4.5 seconds behind Nils. But Nils having 15 seconds between himself and Welshie. A little bit too much to do, with only 4 laps remaining before we do jump into stint 2. Yeah, no damage for Yuppie, so it obviously has just been a bit of an excursion. And Slippy over 10 seconds behind Pastina, so he has made a bit of inroads into Pastina, but not quite enough to head onto that podium just yet. But with another 2 hours to go in stint 2 as these guys start lap 76. And 2.2 seconds now between Battersby and Jefferson in P2. And a great job by Pastina in P3. The DC team in the Alpha. And then Slippy P4 8.1 in front of Welshie. Great recovery drive from Welshie. Nilsman P6 6 seconds in front of Rotary, who struggle for pace this last bit on the mediums. But Yuppie, can he actually make any inroads back into Rotary? But he has got Top Gear only 2 seconds behind him. So it'll be interesting to see if Top Gear can do anything. And Sab gone backwards on them hards. Running 134s still. And Mash closing that gap down. It's only 3.6 seconds. But Mash's tyre's not looking very good either. He has got a further 13 seconds back to Mr. Johnny Waffle in P12. And last but not least, Raptor Racing, who's just picked up a half-second penalty. 3.6 seconds now, the lead. For Battersby over Jefferson. Everything kind of starting to spread out at the end. I think P7 probably is one of the closest battles at the moment, as we see Nils 7 seconds in front, but Yuppie only 2.7 seconds behind Rotary. And what's Yuppie's tyres like? They're pretty worn as well. But he is on the softs over the mediums. I do expect to see that gap come down a little bit more. As soon as I say that, the gap starts growing. Typical.
I believe that's the commentator's curse.
Absolutely, and it's something I pride myself on. I say Mash's tyres a little bit too far gone, I think, to make any inroads into Sab now. 3.4 seconds at the moment between P10 and P11. Really, I think it's just a case of whether Yuppie can get back up towards Rotary. Or maybe Top Gear up towards Yuppie. The gap under 2 seconds now between P7 and P8. The leaders on their penultimate nap. 5.1 seconds the lead now between P1 and P2. As Battersby makes his way up the hill for the penultimate time. Jefferson actually losing a little bit of time to P3 as well now, Pastina. That gap down to 13.6 seconds, was 15 earlier. Pastina running some nice quick laps there, 31.9, 32.3, 32 dead. Jefferson losing a bit of grip now on the mediums and dropping into the 33s. But we will stay with P1 as they will be coming into the pits very soon. We will just have a quick flick back to P7 though and see how that gap's coming along. UPay got the gap down to 1.2 seconds now. Nils has pulled away to nearly 9 seconds. And Top Gear dropping off the back of UPay. That's 3.4 seconds now, so we don't really need to keep our eyes on that as these guys start their last lap. We have P1. Oh, as we just see Raptor Racing losing it, going around the outside, trying to stay out of Battersby's way. Jefferson doing a good job of keeping that gap as small as possible because their median's pretty worn. Up the hill for the final time and entering the pits will be Battersby.
You'd imagine Speedy will be coming out soon for stint 2, so looking forward to that.
Well, as soon as Battersby's cars come to a complete standstill, I'll let you know, and we should see Speedy getting away. Jefferson also in the pits. A long pit entry this, waiting for the car. And he's at stationary.
Yep. Alright, Speedy's getting his tyre change now, so...
Jefferson also stationary now. Now we should keep Kiki away also soon. Pastina, Slipstream and Welshie all into the pits as well. Pastina is stationary.
Speedy, Kiki, Incredible, and all out.
Excellent. As we see, Slipstream stopped. And he's accidentally changed his tyres as well. Welshie stopped.
Rosy's coming out. As is Fritz.
Nils will be next in, and he stopped as well for Sota. And Rotary will be coming in, and only 4/10 between himself and UPay as they enter the pits.
Sota's out.
And Top Gear
GTO
and Sab.
New shot.
This is nearly everybody into the pits now, so I'm going to close this stream and jump into your lobby. I'll see you there.